Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to 7-Star Tarot. This is your reading for the end of July. New moon is on the 28th, so that seems like a good, pertinent event for us to focus on. New moon is it's about new beginnings, I suppose. It's also maybe about endings of previous cycles. Time for rest and recuperation, and possibly to assess what has come before. So, as you probably know, a tarot reading is a map of a particular part of the universe at a given point in time. So if this isn't an accurate map of your world at the moment, then please check some of your other placements or check back later. So 4 cards came out in the pre-shuffle. We have the Hierophant, the 9 of Wands in the reverse, the 7 of Pentacles in the reverse, and the 5 of Swords in the reverse. So Hierophant is about, here in this card, the children are receiving wisdom from the elder. So it's kind of about relying on sort of like traditional wisdom or kind of, well established wisdom. It can also obviously signify a relationship or a marriage, a commitment of some kind. So maybe you're considering a commitment that was made at some point in the past. We'll clarify, of course, but yes, this could relate to some form of commitment, some form of agreement, possibly some form of contract. So 9 of Wands in the reverse. This guy is kind of like he's in the engine room, and he's like fixing stuff in the engine room. So he's on the lookout. He's got a bandage around his head. So this is the Wounded Warrior card. So there may be a situation where you have felt a little bit defeated in the past, a little bit like you have to be on the defense, always looking out for. Maybe you're feeling a bit at the moment, a bit on edge, or you have been feeling a bit on edge, like you're always looking for the next kind of thing to go wrong. Oh, right, what's the next thing that's going to go wrong? There always seems to be something. And in the reverse, it's not just about defensiveness, but it's actually about like a collapse. You've basically like collapsed under the strain of having to constantly be on the lookout for things going wrong. So yes, I think you've been through. Looks like you've been through quite a tough time. I think like a kind of psychologically difficult time. 7 of Pentacles is about assessing the results of what's gone before. So looking at, on the traditional card, he's kind of, he's like a farmer, and he's sort of swept up all of his pentacles into a row, and he's kind of looking at it. Looking at what you've achieved before. So this could be kind of taking stock. Maybe you're finding yourself sort of drifting into past memories a lot and looking at memories from the past. There is a kind of, there is almost like a sort of 6 of Cups energy to this Hierophant because of the children. Like a sort of, thinking about memories, almost a bit of nostalgia. But the 7 of Pentacles is looking at that very practically. And in the reverse, it would suggest that we're not too satisfied with the results that we've actually seen from, let's say this relationship, if this is about a relationship. Being quite exhausted from what's occurred, and we will find out a little bit more when we clarify. But kind of looking at the books, balancing the books, and seeing that the books haven't balanced, basically. And then we got the 5 of Swords, which is about defeat. It's about defeating others disproportionately, but when it's in reverse, it's more about you feeling a sense of defeat. So, yeah, feeling tired by this, whatever this commitment relationship is, feeling like it's not measured up to where you wanted it to measure up to, and feeling like you've kind of been disproportionately defeated in the process, possibly taken advantage of. And also the Five of Swords in reverse, sort of like in the original Rider-Waite, the figures in the background are kind of walking away from a defeat. They've been defeated in battle, and off they go. So it is a card of walking away as well. So let's do a first level of clarification. What is the Hierophant doing here, please? Okay, so we've got the Five of Pentacles in the reverse and the Page of Wands. Page of Wands is about kind of arriving with a sort of desire to achieve something. So there was something that you wanted, and what you wanted was maybe to not be left out in the cold anymore, to come out of the cold in this relationship, in this commitment. It also can be like the Hierophant can be, of course, about a traditional contract or a traditional relationship, let's say. So I think maybe in the past you tried to maybe reignite a situation where you had felt left behind, left out in the cold, maybe abandoned. You'd felt a sense of poverty in this relationship, a sense of lack, but wanting to kind of do something about that. You had a desire, clearly. Maybe you tried to communicate with this person to do so. And then, but then this sense of exhaustion, this sense of defensiveness, this sense of having to, I guess, almost like look out for the red flags, just really be hyper vigilant. This guy's very hyper vigilant. He's been hurt in the past. He's worn out, and he's just like kind of tiredly looking through his spyglass to see, right, what is the next thing coming? But at the same time, maybe just feeling like too exhausted. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so the Ten of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, exhausted from the feeling of defeat, from the feeling of being let down, being betrayed, being attacked. Through this process of obviously being left out in the cold, you're obviously dealing with someone who wasn't very nice, didn't treat you very well, and so you had to heal yourself with the Nine of Pentacles. You had to take it upon yourself to become independent in your own way, to stand on your own 2 feet away from this person. Maybe, not being left out in the cold just meant kind of not leaving yourself out in the cold, paying attention to your own needs and to your own stability. So the Two of Cups coming out, right? Okay, so looking at the relationship, the other person you maybe thought was a soulmate. King of Swords. So the Two of Cups, King of Swords. Oh, there's the Devil on the bottom, and the Nine of Cups in the reverse. Okay, and the Sun. So you're clear, and the Eight of Cups in the reverse. So I think you're clear. You became clear. Okay, yes, right. There's this story here. Looking at the relationship with this other person. Which you may have thought was some kind of soul contract, or maybe a soul contract which somebody reneged on, which somebody, didn't fulfill. He's not looking very impressed, this guy, looking at the Pentacles, looking at the state of it, so looking at the state of the relationship. Not impressed. King of Swords, using your intellect and your logic, having to maybe make a head over heart decision, having to potentially be quite cold, or possibly facing someone who was quite cold, with the devil being here. Maybe, yeah, this person was just not showing any emotions, just almost like a kind of toxic lack of emotionality towards the commitment here. Maybe this person had, or maybe, you know, maybe you felt like that you had to free yourself from the toxicity. 9 of Cups in the reverse, which is sort of like selfish energy, selfish and toxic. But what is toxic? What is that word toxic that's sort of like thrown around so much? It's like the devil is about addictions. The devil is about giving into your lower nature. It's about being trapped in bondage. Maybe you felt trapped and you had to use your sword, the sword of your intellect, to kind of cut yourself away, to take your cut back from this person, to realize that you weren't getting your wishes fulfilled. Clarity. So the sun. And yeah, seeing that clearly. 8 of Cups in the reverse. Seeing clearly that, you know, you hadn't, by not walking away from the situation, you were just stuck, trapped, tied in bondage to a situation which wasn't making you happy. And so, yes, through this kind of analytical process that you had to go through, it looks like you then realized finally, okay, I need to walk away from this situation that doesn't serve me, where I'm just constantly getting defeated, stabbed in the back, left out in the cold. Not great, was it really, Aqua? Not great. It's not a great situation, this. Okay, so 5 of Swords. Yeah, Ace of Swords in the reverse. Right, so there wasn't any truth. There's a lack of clarity. You know, maybe this person was quite dishonorable in a sense. Maybe you felt like you'd been dishonored, or you'd been, yeah, certainly let down and not communicated with. This person was not, oh gosh, Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, not giving anything to the situation. You know, this situation, you realized by walking away, you had to walk away from this, because definite sense of lack, definite sense of just not getting the clarity and the truth that you need, not having a stable foundation, you know, not being able to build anything sustainable with this person, and in the end having to come to a point of rest with the 4 of Swords, just having, you know, you needed to rest from this. You needed to build up your own pentacles and your own sort of independence. So what else do we have in this storyline? Because that seems like a pretty kind of clear, concise situation. So yes, 5 of Cups is, yeah, so you may be feeling regret about this situation. 7 of Swords in the reverse. So I think maybe, yes, maybe lamenting the fact that maybe the person who you're dealing with was a bit of a snake, a bit of a thief, you know, came like a thief in the night to just take kind of what they wanted. And again, that sort of selfish energy, and the energy of like wearing a mask, hiding, you know, hiding the true nature. So that it may have been a sense of this person sort of hid their true nature from you. But then with the sun over the devil there, but, you know, kind of becoming clear of that. 10 of Wands in the reverse, you're putting the burdens down from this. 10 of Pentacles in the reverse, you're putting the burdens down from from the failure of this bloody thing, you know? That this wasn't your 10 of Pentacles, this wasn't your happily ever after. And yes, there's regret at having to let this go, but there also may be a sense that you're kind of still dwelling on this situation, trying to see why it didn't have this nice balanced energy to it. So why didn't it have the balanced energy? What was up with this devil, and why did we have the devil? Oh, Ace of Cups in the reverse. God, that's a lot of aces coming out in the reverse there. Lack of love. Lack of love. You know, but she's giving love here. All the love's coming out of the butterflies coming out of the cup. Maybe this person wasn't able to give love. And on the other hand, you know, you were a very abundant person, the Empress, wanting to create an abundant life in an environment where there was just a lack of love here for whatever reason. We have the King of Wands in the reverse, so here we have quite an egotistical person that sort of wants to be the center of attention. Not very loving King of Wands in the reverse. It's very much kind of look at me, look at me. You know, look how great I am. Yeah, I'm banging my drum. My drum's on fire, but I got no love to give. You know, not the Empress, not very... Oh, look, so yeah, we have the Empress in the Minor Arcana and the Empress in the Major Arcana on top of each other. So yeah, this is a very abundant person. So this is you, Aquarius. And yeah, you called judgment on this in the end. Judgment was called whether you wanted to or not. Maybe there was a sense of clinging to it with the devil there. You know, why didn't this work out? Why wasn't this the Nine of Cups upright? All we needed to do was to turn that upright, turn the devil upside down, and you know the love was there, but apparently not. The Ace of Cups is in the reverse, so the love wasn't there. So there was a judgment call. The hands of fate swept in, and now, yeah, you got on your chariot. You know, you let spirit and divine and the universe take you to your next chapter, and now you may still be inside your comfort zone, whatever that comfort zone is, looking to the future and looking forward to the future. And yeah, trying to look beyond the failure of this. So, can we just look at why that Ace of Wands was in reverse and why the King of Wands in the reverse there? Because the King of Wands upright is a very charismatic person, a good leader, someone with strong morals, someone who will fight for what's right. But in the upright, in the reverse is just, yeah, someone who's not going to fight for what's right. Someone who'll give up easily. Someone who has no honor. Someone who has no love. So why? Why did this person have no love? Why was there no love available for this person? Queen of Wands in the reverse. Wow. Person just had a lot of fire energy that was misdirected. Anger, internal strife, lack of alignment, lack of self-belief, lack of self-confidence, poor self-image. I think this person had a poor self-image. The world, and the Four of Wands. An ending to stability. Maybe this person lacked stability in their life. Maybe this person's parents were quite angry. Maybe there was quite a lot of aggression in this person's past, in their family life. Maybe they'd been used to everything ending with the world, you know. Maybe this person didn't know how to achieve stability. Maybe they'd never had stability in their life before. Two of Swords in the reverse. Nine of Cups in the reverse again. Yeah, so this person's used to... I think this person was used to not getting what they wanted. Used to situations ending. Two of Swords in the reverse. Used to not having any choices and any options. And feeling bound and tied, and maybe not a lack of awareness as well. Maybe this person suffered from a lack of awareness about how their past and their lack of stability, possibly growing up or just, you know, in a previous situation, then led to this sort of lack of fulfillment and toxic habits. You know, this person, maybe they were quite a drinker. The Nine of Cups in reverse coming up, or coming in, you know, upside down. Maybe there was a history of drinking in the family, or I don't know, anything, you know, I don't know, obviously, but something around that, like, yeah, sort of toxicity to do with indulgence due to lack of stability and kind of inner turmoil, basically, yeah. So then you're moving on. So yeah, so what's next for Aquarius? What is next for the Aquarius? Quickly before we finish up. Six of Pentacles in the reverse, not giving to that situation anymore. Tower in the reverse, yeah, starting to rebuild. Starting to rebuild yourself after this collapse of... Maybe the collapse is how you see this person, the Queen of Swords in the reverse, quite a cruel energy. Someone that doesn't think clearly, that doesn't take the higher perspective on things, can be quite petty. So allowing that to crumble and, yeah, sort of accepting that is the person that you were dealing with, was someone with quite a cold heart in some ways. Yes, so we have the Three of Wands, and then we have the Six of Swords and the Moon both in the reverse. So this is about struggling to move on, stagnancy. The Moon in the reverse, about the maybe dwelling on the things in the dark. You know, this kind of octopus is kind of coming up out of this crack in the wall. So it can be kind of like, yeah, unconscious impulses, you know, maybe dreams, maybe struggling with dreams at the moment. Struggling to get to that hope, struggling to move on, wondering why this all had to go down this way. But all this process you're going through, Aquarius, I think this is the Tower. This is the Tower, and to a degree the Tower has already happened. And so taking stock now of what you still have, Three of Wands and the Two of Wands, both looking to the future, you know, new desires, new ventures, new possibilities. So the Two of Wands, she hasn't yet stepped outside her comfort zone, and in the Three, she's grown up out of her small village and she's gone out to sea. And yeah, she's started to put the work into her dreams, and yeah, look to the future, essentially. As difficult as that may be, when you have such a such a feeling of defeat and failure, and having to, you need to rest and you need to recover, and through that time you will gain the strength to move on, and you will come out of the hermit mode. I just saw the hermit in the reverse there. At some point, this hermit mode, if you have been in hermit mode, if you feel like you've been sequestering yourself away, this will pass. This will pass. Okay, let's have an oracle card to finish up the reading. To the sea. There we go. She's going to the sea as well, the Three of Wands. To the sea. Number 7. Seven is about accessing your spirituality. You've got the seven stars, the seven chakras, gateways. 7 is a gateway as well, isn't it? Yeah, gateway to somewhere higher. So, came out in the reverse. When external conditions appear to block every attempt to move forward, there is no hidden message for you to decipher. Like the ocean, the tides of experience ebb and flow. You're in a natural cycle, so know that things will flow again in due course. There is no cause for alarm. Stop resisting and fighting against the situation, and learn to flow, even when the tide is going out. Relax and trust in the abundance that will soon be within your reach again. An ancient mariner's saying applies to you now. When fishermen cannot go to sea, they stay home and repair their nets. Well, there you go. That pretty much sums that up, I think. Hope this was helpful, and I'll see you next time.